think when you come up against a team in European football that had previously knocked you out and you play them absolutely off the field in every aspect of the game and beat them comfortably 2-0 at home, I think if you take a step back and you reflected it as a whole, you can call that progress. There we are, roll the intro.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here finally to recap the game that we've been waiting for a very long time. Rangers versus Progress. We were all counting and hoping this would happen and we finally got it. Now, did it deliver? If anything, that 95 minutes of football just kind of showed me in the movies where the guy seeks vengeance for a very long time, he finally gets it and it's not quite enough. 2-0 at home versus that lot wasn't enough. Now, along with the anticipation of this match, I think everyone was expecting the game to go sort of the way it did. I mean, Progress sitting with 2 banks of 4 and trying to break with their pacey and skillful players. But what did kind of surprise me though is Rangers' sort of tactics in the game, and that was to clearly get it out wide, sort of expose the weakened fullbacks and whip balls from left to right, left to right. I mean, I can honestly say there was at least 55 crosses in that game, and I'm not even doing that for a fun little pun or anything for that. I'm pretty sure we hit 55 of them. And the sad part about all of those attempts is I think 2 connected. Yeah, 2. Now, it's a weird game of football and a weird game to try and recap because honestly, I don't know how it felt to you guys. I'm sure you're going to get your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below, but to me, it just felt like a pre-season game. I mean, we were good in parts, but we're just missing that match sharpness and just that clinical edge to put this game away, because if we were fully at it and up and running, it should have been about 12 now. Let's be fair. I mean, Arfield himself missed 3 one-on-ones and he had 2 other chances to put the ball in the back of net, which I'm pretty sure any other time of the year Arfield is slapping that into the back of the net. Now, I'm not trying to say Scotty Arfield was the direct reason we never absolutely smashed this team. I mean, to be fair, Gerard said last week he was about 3 weeks behind everyone else in the squad because he was away at the Gold Cup. So I was surprised he started this game. But I mean, the more positives than negatives, because yes, he was missing that clinical edge. But on the flip side of that, he was still getting into those positions that we saw him tearing up in the league towards the end of last season. So there's positives involving Scotty Arfield as well. And if you look at the goal, Ryan Jack, Stephen Davis and Scotty Arfield was all involved in the initial build-up, with Scotty Arfield grabbing an assist as well. So yes, he wasn't at his sharpest, but the man still grabbed an assist. There's nothing else I can really say about this finish, as it was just top notch, and with every performance, Joe Aribo's just shown what an absolute amazing coup this was to grab this lad for the pennies that we had to pay in compensation. This deal is incredible. And I think when the first goal went in, we all just took a deep sigh and we just went, oh, finally, right, Rangers, just go and unleash the hellhounds. Stick 5, 6, 7 beyond this lot. But there was one player who continually to defy our happiness and just make it just a wee bit of a frustrating game, and that was none other than the Progress goalkeeper. I've got to give him a lot of credit. If it wasn't him, it would have been a cricket score, so shout out to him. And somehow we got to half time with only 1 goal being the difference. Now, we did put the ball in the back of net a second time during that first half with Ojo, but I just think he's just slightly offside. But again, he shows his composure, little dummy, lets the defender slides and just rolls it into the back of net. I think that one was slightly offside. The other one we're going to speak about, no. But before we jump over to the second half, I cannot stress this enough. If you missed that game, it was a complete and utter dominating first half performance. Chance after chance after chance, cross, piling people in the box, but we just couldn't find that second goal. I mean, the best part of the entire game in terms of build-up was for a chance that was missed by Alfredo Morelos, with Ryan Jack and Joe Aribo heavily involved. I cannot stress this enough. It was their show for the majority of the game. The two of them were just equally controlling the game. They were brilliant to watch. I mean, they're linking so perfectly. One touch. Ryan Jack with a nice little skill move, passes it into Joe Aribo in the box. He spins, passes it back to Ryan Jack, and if you see the angle, all Jack needs to do is just hit it straight and he's got it, because the goalkeeper's at the other side. It's a goal. He just needs to make contact, but Alfredo Morelos does a sort of swivel and gets in front of Ryan Jack and hits it wide. Now, I can quite confidently say that's the first time I've ever seen anyone get in Alfredo Morelos' face and shout at him. Usually it's the other way about, but you could clearly see from Jacko's face, he was absolutely furious, and quite rightly so. I mean, that was set up perfectly for a Ryan Jack goal. And now when I'm reflecting back on the game, I think that little build-up of play, that one move sums up this entire game. So if you don't want to sit throughout the rest of it, This is it. Good little moments, good build up, but when the time came, we made silly mistakes, overthought it, or just simply missed it. However, let's jump over to the second half and talk about some good things then, shall we? Because the second goal of the game and the last goal of the game came from Ojo, and it was just next level. I mean, we've been doing Warburton corners lately. Don't know if you've noticed that. It's so weird. Nothing really seems to be happening for them. Anyway, we kind of abandon the Warburton corner for a moment. Ojo finds himself with so much space at the edge of the box. Davis sees it as always, slips the ball to him. Ojo simply opens his body up, and with his right foot this time, his previous two other goals have been left-footed curl shots, opens his body up with his right and just buries it into the corner. A fantastic finish, just showing how good this guy actually is. And if I'm being fair, I did break down in the player profile that he was two-footed, and I got slaughtered the last couple of games because he's been favouring the left, but I think with that little moment of quality showed that he is well and truly capable of striking it with his right. Genuinely top-notch finish. And once again we're thinking, yeah, second goal and let's go, let's go. But unfortunately, Progres Niederkorn came with their anti-football BS, and they started rolling about the ground. They started kicking the ball. I mean, there was one guy that was holding like his face and then his chest for 2 minutes in the second half, 2 whole minutes. Then the referee just got fed up, told me go off and get treatment. He then jumped up, walked with the fourth official right to the linesman, right to the line, sorry, and then instantly went like that to get back on the park. That kind of sums up. They were there to play for the second tie, so it kind of took a wee bit the edge off and disrupted the flow just a little bit. However, we did have another chance to put the game and tie to bed, and that was a penalty kick. Brilliant work from Jordan Jones, pace and directness, attacking the fullbacks where they're quite clearly the weakest. It gets in between them, the two of them sandwich them, clear penalty kick, iconic line, penalty to Rangers, we're stepping up, we're excited. Captain Tavernier, I called it in my prediction video, Tav set piece. I'm sitting back like this. Go for it, son. Have your moment. You played in the last embarrassment. Now, slap them silly, end the tie, kill it off, be the hero. Unfortunately, hits the post. Now, I am jumping large parts of this game because if I was to break down every time we went forward and put the ball in the box or had a chance, would honestly be here to next Tuesday, and I'm sure you guys didn't want to listen to me for that long. So the next part we're going to speak about is the Ryan Jack finish that was incorrectly ruled for offside. I mean, Ryan Jack's 4 yards onside. Wonderful work once again from Ryan Jack, driving us forward. Passes it into Defoe, who's now came on. I mean, we're all scratching our head for a long time, asking why he wasn't on earlier. But it shows his class. Little back heel into Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack finishes it beautifully, and the ref gives it for offside. Now, I've seen a couple of people trying to suggest that Jermaine Defoe was the one that was offside, and again, that might be cleared up now. However, when I was watching the game, the commentator says it was Ryan Jack that was flagged for offside. So if that's right and that hasn't been cleared up, that is an absolute shocker of Spartak Moscow levels. I cannot stress how frustrated I was once again with Ryan Jack being robbed. It felt personal to me at this point. And all these missed chances and silly mistakes by linesmen and everything like that nearly came back to bite us right in the crown jewels as Stephen Davis just loses his concentration, loses his mind, tries a stupid back heel flick pass for no reason, puts Progress through on goal, and Alan McGregor once again needs to stand up and make a one-on-one diving save to keep us alive in European football. He'd done it all last season, and again he has one shot to make and he makes it. Again, I don't know what Davis was thinking, he just completely lost himself, but thankfully Alan McGregor was there once again to save us, because if that went 2-1, that is putting pressure on the old punching bags for the second leg. Now, taking a sidestep away from discussing the game and how it broke down, there is a couple of players that I feel like we need to mention who I thought were absolutely brilliant, and it was the Fantastic Four. Your George Edmondson, who is just looking better and better and better. Every single time he plays, he just looks better. I mean, every time I go to a game with my dad, he says, that's the guy that needs to be starting every single game, and when he's putting out performances like that, can you really argue it? Andy Halliday, I mean, he's not as talented as BB, but what he does have over BB is heart and desire and the willingness to throw himself into every single challenge and try to win that football. He was fantastic today. Honestly, Andy Halliday played his solo. Every single 50-50 it was there, he made sure to win it. And then we need to talk about Ryan Jack. For me, he was my man of match, personal man of match. Now, I'm not being biased, but I just thought everything we needed to be done in that midfield, whether it was track back and cover for Tavernier when he went forward, Jack did, and whether it was getting the ball and driving us forward, getting us amongst the box, and again, he scored a goal, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and put Scotty Arfield through on goal, so he should have come away with an assist as well. Jack was faultless tonight. And last but not least, in any stretch of the imagination, it's once again Joe Aribo. I am quickly running out of words to say about this lad. He just looks next frickin' level. Him next to Ryan Jack with Stephen Davis in there. Beautiful. And for the rest of the game, Rangers just seemed confident and happy just to see the game out and do a wee bit of game management. It was frustrating because Defoe was on at that point, and I think if you put the ball in the box the way he did for the rest of the game, the man's at least scoring a dirty double. But we managed the game well. We came away with a 2-0 win. There was only one other talking point that we need to mention, and that was the Progres Niederkorn defender getting a second yellow card for applying the Taz mission to Jermaine Defoe. I mean, he was trying to choke him out. It was weird. But to be fair to the referee, he got that call right and sent the man off because it was an absolute finishing move for the WWF. That's right, I'm an F guy. And with that being said, we've now reached the end of my fan recap. I'm delighted with the 2-0. I mean, we go with that. It was a comfortable performance, but I'm just slightly frustrated we didn't take those chances and kill the tie off like we should have with the chances that we created in the first leg. Now it's time for you guys to get your recaps down there in the comments section below, and while you guys do that, it's time to jump over to Twitter and for me to stick my head out the windsy. It's hot, lads. Over to the Twitter poll. There's been 1,212 votes already. Thank you so much for getting involved. 9% votes for Andy Halliday, 17% votes for Ryan Jack. How do you report a poll? Honestly, shake it off, Craig, shake it off. 32% of the people votes for George Edmondson, who was the official man of the match, but the far and away winner with 42% of the votes is Mr. Joe Aribo. So, let's see what the people's had to say. The first one comes in from Josh Gibson. He says, think we played well but need to stop doing fancy stuff, but overall good performance, 3-2 aggregate over Progress. Okay. Ross Watson says the correct answer is Jack, for anyone wondering. Rock and Roll Elvis says disappointed with Taz's distribution tonight. Aribo is world class. His movement meant he was unplayable. Jones to start next week. They couldn't cope with his pace and he could be the key to unlocking him. It's hard to disagree with that, and to be honest with you, Tavernier was slightly off tonight. It was weird. Daniel Woodward writes in, all four gave 200%. Shout out to him. David Noble writes in, strong, skillful and just frickin' impressive. Keep thinking Patrick Vieira is playing for the Glasgow Rangers. Gary writes in, Jack outstanding, should have scored. Aribo fantastic, Davis great, Arfield was good too. Some midfield we have. Philip Ewan McGregor writes, Edmondson was solid tonight. And the last two that we'll read out, the first one comes in from Daniel, says, don't care if we have Shagger, we need their goalkeeper. That's a surprise because we've got Fods and all that as well, and young Robbie McCrory. So what do you think about that? Should we go ahead and buy another goalkeeper? And anyway, the last one we'll read out comes from all the way down here, and we'll stop it right here. I think this one's actually the last one that's been wrote in, and it comes from Gary A, 55 on the way. Rhymed. He writes, Aribo was fantastic tonight. Jack was unlucky, but I can see us cruising through to the group stages. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. Shout out to the absolute legends on the Patreon accounts. Cannot thank you guys enough. If you would like to support the channel directly, the link for that is down there in the description below. I've been a very, very sweaty CG Nova 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.